This is No Face Bigfoot, and welcome to my overview of Retro Gamer Magazine issue 233. And this baby came in from the UK, the United Kingdom. And because we don't have any video game magazines anymore in this country except for what? Game Informer and I assume PC Gamer. Everything comes from overseas. So I'm going to cut the wrapping here. You can't see that, but because I don't want to show my address. And this is what comes in. So, anyway. And we don't get magazines like this in the United States anymore. Look at this, man. Just feel the paper. Oh, so sexy. Anyway, you can't see the magazine like I do right now. So, let's look at it and see what's in here for this issue. And as you can see, this is issue 233, and the cover is Wipeout. And of course, this was a staple of the original PlayStation. And this issue, I believe, was from last month because I kind of read part of it online already as part of my online subscription. And this magazine's so huge, man. Just check it out. Like, the paper, it's top quality. Now, not as good as, 15, 20 years ago, but it's still good. And these are all the retrobates. Everyone in the magazine who writes articles, and I believe there's more people, too. And so in this magazine, now I'm not going to go over everything because, it's pretty thick. But it goes back and it talks about Dig Dug 2, which I remember was on the NES. Tempest 2000, which they now have 4000 out for the PlayStation. The new Super Mario Brothers, Pac-Man Championship Edition. That was an awesome game when it came out. I didn't like the second one, though. Major Havoc, Ultimate Guide to DK3, Classic Moments from Bucky O'Hare, Turbo Vision, The Making of Krull, one of my favorite fighting games of all time, Street Fighter Alpha 3. And talks about the evolution of Wipeout. They do a pretty long article on it. The Bubble Symphony, characters from Bobble. I'm not sure if it talks about just Bobble or what was it? Bust a Move. So, in the top 25 Gamecube games. Pretty cool. So anyway, I talk about Return of the Dead, one of the just a great series and everything. So that's all I know about to it. And this is your Retro Radar. It talks about, I believe, what's coming up here. So I'm not sure if these are the games they're remaking or coming back out. Here we go here. Opinions. And we got more over here. I believe the first two articles here are just opinion pieces. So, all right. Interview with Neil Thomas, popular YouTuber. Of course, that's all I know because I don't know too much about famous YouTubers. And but that's pretty cool, a lot of things here. And then they flash back to August of 2005, which at the time I didn't even own a console. I didn't even buy one. Well, I did. Yeah, I actually did have a PS2 and a Dreamcast. That's right. I still have my old Dreamcast. I was only 6 years old at the time. And then they talk about their sister magazine, official PlayStation 2 magazine. Now originally it was PlayStation Magazine, but they took over sometime in the mid-2000s. Now, the U.S. version was canceled about 10 years ago. And then they talk about retro gamer magazines and the most popular games in 2005. I believe this is for the UK, though. Medal of Honor, European Assault. Look at that. Area 51. I'm surprised about that. Of course, GTA on Xbox. Who wouldn't buy that, right? On the Gamecube, RE4, and music. Again, this is England. You're Beautiful, Bad Day, All the Way, Ooh La La, and Belly Dancer. I know nothing about those songs. All right. And then this talks about Dig Dug 2. This was on the NES, and unlike the original game, as you can see here, you can actually cut off islands, and you could commit. No, we won't go there. You could kill yourself if you cut yourself wrong. Oh man, if you cut the island wrong. Oh my God, sorry about that. All right, and then there's a lengthy article on Wipeout. So, lots of nice pictures. Now, Wipeout, if you know anything, is kind of like an evolution of F-Zero from Nintendo. So, whenever I think of Wipeout, I think like an exotic version of F-Zero, which was already an awesome franchise from Nintendo. Just check it. This is on the PlayStation here, PS2. I mean, it's such a beautiful game. I mean, for its time, because to me, the PlayStation original one is like the Atari 2600 3D gaming. Just a lot better graphics. Okay. And just a lot of neat things here. And then they talk about the tracks in the different versions of Wipeout. All right. And every issue they do a long article, about an older game, in game series. And then they talk about more about Wipeout here. So this is a just gorgeous mag. Look at all the colors. Game Informer doesn't do this. In fact, Game Informer has gone back in time with how it looks. All right. I subscribed to Amazon, I think. No. Actually, it's through the website. Yeah. It's through their website. Super Cassette Vision. Some games on the Atari 2600 you use the cassette for. But I think this was just a console here. So I read a little bit about it, but don't remember too much. Then we go to John's Arcades, one of his favorite games, Major Havoc. I actually had this on my one of arcade upstairs, which I haven't put together yet, and will be soon, within the next month. Awesome game, and they even feature a version of Breakout. And on this, you have to shoot chips, and then once you get to the main stage, the maze part, you have to make sure you don't run out of oxygen, don't run out of stuff. And then you have to escape and everything. Pretty cool game. And a unique setup because, it had a trackball. What was it, a trackball or something? And then on the other side, there was a roller ball like this that went left and right. It's pretty neat. So, yeah, this is what it looks like. And it was a challenging game. Of course, in those games, the first board was always really easy. And yes, there was a Maze Master. And this is what it looked like. So, and if I remember, it was no gravity. And you didn't want your oxygen to go down to zero because you would die. And it would be little things on there that would say O2 that you could pick up and add to your oxygen. But, of course, in that time, we're talking about games that were Dark Souls on a daily basis being released. Okay. All right. Not sure what this is about. Oh, and he has Zapper and Duck Hunt. Okay. Rescue Mission. All right. Ultimate Guide to Donkey Kong 3. Yes, this is a sequel to Donkey Kong. And you have to get on here and you have to spray Donkey Kong with bug spray. And you have to kill all the flies and all the enemies and everything, all the insects. So, and this is what it looked like on the various consoles and the Game & Watch. So it's pretty cool. They actually released it in 2019 on the Switch. Pretty cool. And again, really strange game. It is one of the strangest games that, back in the arcade. I wasn't a big fan of it. It was fairly difficult, but it wasn't horrible. And then they go through some other games, Donkey Kong Jr. Math, Donkey Konga, which I remember. I think I never played it, but I remember other people playing this. Donkey Kong Barrel Blast, racing, of course. So it's pretty cool. Now right here, nice quote. Donkey Kong 3 may lack the popularity of its predecessors, but it remains interest in competitive play circles, which is true. A lot of competitions on it, and it just wasn't my kind of game, but it's really a good game. I didn't really care about it. I think if it had somebody other than Mario, I would have been okay on it. Then there's an interview here, and it looked pretty good. Bucky O'Hare. I don't remember too much about this game. I don't know why. Just really weird. And I played a lot of games back in the day too. Alright, ski simulators. So I know nothing about this. Because I never owned a console or a computer that carried it. So right here on the ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64, probably the most famous and well-known computer console of all time. Amiga, Atari ST. So, yeah. I don't know too much about this game. So next time, I'll just read about it. And here's some other simulation games as well that were put out. Again, I don't know too much about these. BMX, Grand Prix, Fruit Machine, Pro Boxing, and Pro Tennis. So, sounds pretty interesting. Alright, Turbo Vision, Turbo Graphics 64. There we go. Oh, man. Again, it's a peripheral for a system, so don't know too much about it. I'm here for the video games. You want to go, you can just Google it on, or just search for it on YouTube. Making of Krull. I believe this was a movie too. Really good video game. You would have a bunch of rocks and other things and enemies coming down at you, and you'd have to shoot them. I believe it had the same control scheme as games like Commando, where you had to twist a stick, so you could shoot and everything. So it's pretty weird. So in other words, you had a stick that you would turn around here in the direction to shoot, and then when you hold it, it would also go in the direction that you wanted to go in. So it served two purposes. What direction did you want to go in? And the other one was you twist it around and change how you wanted to shoot. So, interesting game. And then it goes through the boards and levels and everything. And of course, back in the day, we were calling them different boards or levels. So, very interesting game. Was it the best ever? No, but it was pretty good. All right. Retro Revival. I know nothing about what they're talking about here. So, Chu Man Fu. Okay. Fu Manchu, the beard. Okay, so learn something new every day. I'll have to read up on that one day. Alright. Supercars 2, the making of that. Again, this is mainly for computers and everything. Amiga, Atari, ST, and for DOS. Of course, DOS was on PCs and everything. So, and again, it talks about the tracks were made about the same width, but there are fewer straights and more surprises. So, I'm not too sure. It looks like a top-down game. So, and again, this is like the layout of one of the levels here. So, looks very arcadey. Looks like the kind of game I would play back in the day. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. Get into the pole position. You know how you win. Not the video game. Nor is it a dance you would find at a strip club. Alright, whatever happened to Fido, Dido? Don't even remember. Don't even remember how to pronounce the name. I remember it was of course I remember being a platformer. Was it Fido, Dido? I always forget. Because it's been so long. Oh, that's right, 7-Up mascot or something, wasn't it? Yeah. Check this out. Pretty cool here. I'm sorry I don't know a lot of this stuff here. Oh, here we go. Ultimate Guide to Bobble 2. Yes, sir. And this gives you the characters that you can choose. I remember this in the arcade. if you played it single player and you beat all 100 levels, you didn't get the true ending. You had to beat it with 2 players. Oh, man. I did that one time. Oh, was I so pissed. It was worse than the ending to Ghosts and Goblins, where you had to go back through everything again. Oh, oh man. This is one of my favorite franchises. And Bust a Move. Yeah. And then it shows you kind of how to play and everything and advice. Sure, don't die. Duh. It's an arcade game. And your extras here. So you get cameos from different characters and everything. Pretty cool. All right. More stuff here. So, pretty good. All right. So I don't want this to be an hour, but, you know, this is pretty cool. Tempest 2000. The original game was, of course, in the arcade. It was vector-based. And, yeah, you talk about Dark Souls is hard? No. This was hard. You know, you're not going to get past several stages if you don't know what you're doing. And even if you got practice at the game, you still would suck at it. That's how tough Tempest was. I believe, was this on the PlayStation or, I forgot. Atari Jaguar, right. And I remember my YouTube channel I watch, Gameplay and Talk, Austin Mackert frequently plays this on his channel, Tempest 3000 and 4000. All right, and the making of Red Faction. Oh, yeah, I remember this game from back in the day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. FPS. 1995. I did not know. Wow. I did not know that. That shows you how old I'm getting. Am I getting old? Yeah, I'm 50 years old, folks. All right. And these are the other games that have came out, all the sequels and everything. Just look at this. Oh, my God. And this game was ahead of its time, too. And in one of my favorite games of all time, Street Fighter Alpha 3. And what I loved about the home... Now, before I go into that, this was not as good as Alpha 2. But Alpha 3 was great because you had the World Tour mode and you would fight against other characters and there would be different ways of fighting them. You might have to use one of your different isms. You might have to land combos. You might have your hit points going down. Kind of like what they do in Mortal Kombat. Very interesting game. So, if you played it, this came out in '99 for the PS1. And this is one of the 3 games that I bought that summer and just played and played and played. Yes, sir. All right. 25 Gamecube games. They talk about being its 20th anniversary in Europe. I believe it's been out 21 years here in the States. And then they talk about the 25 games. So, number 24, a Dreamcast classic, Skies of Arcadia. Of course, you got Metal Gear, Metroid Prime 2, Beautiful Joe, Fire Emblem. Of course, that series is major now on the Switch. Of course, Animal Crossing, Soul Calibur 2, one of the greatest fighting games of all time and one of the greatest sequels. The original one was probably the best one. The original game in the series was Soul Edge, but the original Soul Calibur was the first one on console to look better than its arcade counterpart. All right, Paper Mario, another legendary series, Twilight Princess, Super Monkey Ball, Luigi's Mansion, just another awesome game. Introduced new mechanics, Evil, Eternal Darkness, Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2, F-Zero, which I talked about earlier, Super Mario Sunshine, Smash Brothers Melee. I mean, look at this. This is a who's of video games right here. And GameCube is probably one of the most underrated consoles of all time. And I could say that because I never owned one, and later on, and I would play the games on there. And it's a very good console. Might have not have been as good as PlayStation or Xbox, but you know it was pretty good. And of course, Wind Waker. You know, I didn't really care about the Zelda 3 games. I'm a 2D nut, but that's not to say it's not it's a bad game. It's actually pretty damn good. I just don't care about them. All right, more on the new Super Mario Brothers. I remember getting this for my 3DS, and then they came out on the Wii for this. Yeah. Or was it DS? No, DS, that's right. Pretty fun game. And then they talk about Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This just came out, I think, wasn't it? I might be crazy. No, I can't remember if this is the one that's like The Last of Us or not. It might be. Yeah, it is. Maybe not. I might be wrong on that. Yeah, it is. A strange post-apocalyptic planet. Yeah, it is. Okay, so that is the new one. I don't pay attention to Switch that much. And some of the stages look just like The Last of Us. All right, here we go. Pick of the month, House of the Dead remake. I think this was just released on PlayStation for $20 and 45 minutes gameplay. I took a ride on it. They gave 71%, which is about what I would give 7 out of 10, based on what I read. These are some other games that came out based on retro. So, homebrews. This looks like a wild version of Cave Story. So that's pretty cool. And wow, this is pretty neat. Look at the colors right here. All right. And then they talk about new games for old consoles. Look at that. Commodore 64. People still making games for that. That's probably the most famous console computer ever. And again, I'm kind of in a territory I don't know too much about. Montezuma's Revenge. Yes, sir. One of the great NES classics right here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Final Assault, Soul of the Beast. Okay, then he talk about Need for Speed, Sonic style, looks like. No, F-Zero. Yeah. Wow. And again, as I go through this, I don't know every game. I'm just going through the magazine here. Okay. Collector's Corner, off to the races. So, soon this guy collects racing games, right? So, Super Monaco GP. Yeah, I remember. I think that was in the arcade, if I remember correctly. All right. And then they talk about games that are bargains right now. So, that's pretty cool. And these are the games that were featured in this issue. Pac-Man Championship, £7. That's about, what, 14 pounds in American dollars? Maybe 12? This is something I might be interested in, just to see what it's like. I have no clue. I remember playing Wipeout, man. It just blew my mind back in the day. Okay. Hard rail failures, yeah. So. Alright. Well, looks like we're at the 25-minute mark here. Letters to the editor. I don't even talk much about this. Oh, wait a minute. There's Half-Life. Look at that. And Pac-Man. Look at that. Alright. So we're almost at the end here. Of course, I don't want to skip the end games yet. There we go. Pokemon. The Retro Gamer presents the story of Pokemon on the 25th anniversary. Man, that series it has been around forever. Pac-Man Championship Edition. Oh man, this game it revolutionized Pac-Man. This game kicked ass. Oh, I got Dark Clouds coming in here. Huh. All right. End game. So, UN Squadron. Don't know much about this. Known in Japan as Area 88. Yes, I have heard of this, but just don't know too much about it. All right. And this is cool to know, but it doesn't help me fuel my gas tank and everything. All right. And on the back, Chill Out Games over in the UK. How much games cost? So, yeah. 710 pounds. A lot of money. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed back my, a trip down memory lane. I know some of the things I don't really know about, so that's why I'm going to talk much about them. And you can just find those on YouTube. So, I actually went through this faster than I thought it would. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I would show you threatening crowds moving in. But, my neighbor's house, next door neighbor's house is right there. So I don't want it to appear on YouTube because it's respect their privacy. But right now it's 72 degrees on June 23rd in Virginia. And we're not in the mountains. We're in the eastern part of the state. Was somebody talking about global warming this morning? We're all going to die in 10 years? Oh, man. I'm freezing, man. It's supposed to get down to 59. It does not get down to 59 in Virginia in the summertime. I can count on two hands the amount of time it's done it. Okay? And I remember when I was a teenager, it did back-to-back years. And it was back-to-back days. And they actually, at the playground, had to pull out the heater because it was like 57 degrees. Because normally the highest low temperature you might get is like 65 to 68. I didn't say 69. Oh, I just did. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. Slap the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button. Oh, what else? Oh, yeah. Peace. I'm out.